Thank you so much for staying with Metropole Business Center. This is Tech Tuesday, where we talk matters at technologies. And yes, you can get talking to us on our social media handles. That is at Metropole TV Kenya across all your social media platforms, and also me at Tabitha Muthoni on Twitter. All right, today we look into the tech logistics space, and we feature Sendy Supply, or just Sendy. And Lami Technologies, a Kenyan insurance technology company that aims to democratize insurance products and services for low-income Kenyans, has partnered with Sendy Limited, a tech logistics company, to enable transporters in Kenya to access a simple, hassle-free and affordable insurance products customized on a per-trip basis. Now, this partnership seeks to support the logistics industry in the country by digitizing access to insurance for transporters, protecting them against all risks of physical loss or damage from any external cause during a transit. And yes, joining us to talk about this and more on Sendy is Don Okoth, who is the Vice President and co-founder Sendy Supply. Karibu sana, Mr. Don.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate for the opportunity.
Okay, all right. For someone who has heard of Sendy and maybe they haven't heard of Sendy Supply, maybe you can give us the difference. Like, what is the difference between Sendy and Sendy Supply? Let us start our conversation from there.
Yeah. So during the COVID, we noticed there was a gap in the market where manufacturers could not link up very well with mini-marts, wines and spirits, and small wholesalers. So we built Sendy Supply, a platform that will be able to help them stock their shops and have that connection, and at the same time provide flexible financing to these particular mini-marts. So that's Sendy Supply. Yeah.
Great. All right. Now that is clear. And first, we have said you partnered with Lami Technologies, and so congratulations on this partnership in the middle of a pandemic. Yes, but what does this mean for you, you know, as a tech company, as a business, and how timely is it for you as well?
Yeah, thank you. For us, we have to continuously innovate around the customer, and the partnership for the Lami is very, very critical for our partners. That means they're able to access flexible insurance, which at the same time gives the customer the peace of mind that whenever the goods are in transit, then he's able to know that the goods are safe, and if anything happens, then we have Lami insurance for that. Yeah.
Great, which is a huge milestone for you, I must say, because when it comes to tech logistics, not so many transporters or warehouse, you know, companies, you know, think or even consider insurance. So big up for you guys. So Don, let us understand how the tech space is like for you, or rather where the tech logistics space is in the country at the moment. Just paint for us a rough picture of what the space looks like.
Yeah, when we started back in 2014, there was a lot to be developed. And right now, when you look at the infrastructure, the roadway networks is really improving. And when you look at the technology also is really catching up. So right now, we're in a very good space where the consumer is able to understand the tech space. They're able to trust these particular products. And with Sendy in the picture and the growth of e-commerce, then we're able to have that connection and ensure that we're doing those fast and last mile deliveries to these particular customers.
Now, as an application, you know, enabling businesses to do more, looking at the three main niche solutions that you provide, that is the transport, freight, and the retail supply space. How does each differ from each other? This one, take us very slow, explain, you know, break it down, each and every niche, break it down very slowly so that we get to understand what you do.
Correct. So we have three units, transport. So the transport unit is our one-stop platform that's enabled, that connects customers with transporters in real time, and they're able to deliver anything across. So this is from parcels to the large cargo. An example, you're a business and you want to deliver a package within Nairobi. You're able to log in on our web platform or on the Google Play, download our app, and you're able to place a request, and a driver or a rider is able to come to you, pick the parcel, and deliver it. At that time, you're able to have that visibility, end-to-end visibility. You're able to track this parcel until it reaches the customer. On all those touch points, you're able to receive the different notification. So that's the Sendy transport. And our aim is always to innovate around the customer. And still on the transport side, we want to launch a new product coming soon by the end of this month, just to ensure that it's very affordable for the customers, the e-commerce, the social commerce customers in that particular space.
Also, this transport still caters for someone who is moving out. For example, if I'm moving from Nairobi to Nakuru, still applies under transport.
Yes, you're able to download the app, make a request, but our heavy focus is on B2B. So we work with the FMCG customers, agriculture, and customers in those particular sectors.
Great. Now let us understand the freight space.
Yes, so the freight space, you're looking at loose and containerized cargo moving across East Africa. So what we do, we're able to give the customers a platform where they're able to bid, and these transporters are able to accept these bids. At the same time, what Sendy does at the back end is finance these particular transporters, where they're able now to do those deliveries seamlessly across East Africa. Yeah.
More to it?
More to it, we surrounded by landlocked countries, so meaning a lot of imports come to Mombasa. So these customers need this particular product where they're able to connect with transporters and get their containers and their loose cargo to the different countries, especially Uganda, where we also have an office, is one of our key freight customer. Yeah.
And retailers often complain of issues or like they incur shrinkage when it comes to this transport or losses, or even shoplifting issues, internal fraud, goods are getting lost. What are some of the policies that maybe you have put in place to curb this?
Yeah, actually that's where Lami also comes in. But ideally what we do is that continuous training. We train our partners in terms of the logistics space. 5-10 years ago, there was no way a normal rider will come and just get a delivery through a company. But through training, them through the process, vetting them, and also in terms of recruiting, we heavily rely on a referral process where partners refer each other. With that now, it means that they're able to do this delivery seamlessly. Also, most of our partners, and that's why we call them partners, they are heavily invested in us in terms of the whole process. So meaning they wake up and through a tap of a button, they're able to do these deliveries, they're able to make money, and their families rely on this. So the impact is so huge that in that case also acts as a cushion to the customers where these guys believe in the product.
Okay, great. Now we haven't dealt with the retail supply niche. Maybe you can take us through that.
Yes, so supply is very interesting. So you have a wines and spirit, you have a mini mart, small wholesaler. You want to connect with manufacturers, you want to get these goods in real time. What you do, through a tap of a button, you're able to go to the Play Store and download the Sendy Supply app. And what we do some verification on the start, where we get your number and verify that. With that, we take you through a marketplace. You're able to access all these manufacturers and the variety of products. Through that verification also, what that does is that enables you to get credit. So you're able to buy on credit. And in that case, now plug in the transport bit and make delivery reliable. And still the mini-mart or the wines and spirit is able to see that visibility, get notification until the delivery is done.
And how timely is it? Like, what is the feedback time?
So currently with the retail space, we work with 15 to 24 hours. So when you place your request today, the next day you're able to receive it.
Great. And so for someone maybe who is listening to you, they're like, maybe I'm just starting out, but what are some of the do's and don'ts? Talk to someone who is starting out, your brother, your cousin, your friend. Yes, talk to this person. Some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to the tech logistics space.
It's the future. Everything in retail, agriculture, everything is involving tech. So when you're starting out, I think the most important thing is always to go through the process the right way. You need to have a legal, to look at all the legal requirements. The team is very critical. You need to have talent that's able to scale you to the next level. Apart from that, you also have to attract investments, which is very, very critical. We were lucky that Safaricom was one of our first investors who also believed in us as an investor and as a customer. So that also really helped us. But when you're starting out, you really have to attract and get these particular investments as well.
And also when it comes to, having like an application in place, how do they go about that? Ensuring that when someone downloads their app, it doesn't fail, or it doesn't send out, it doesn't have this failure of not sending out notifications to clients on time or to that particular business on time.
Yeah, that all depends on talent. You really need to have a good talent that's going to develop
a good tech team.
A good tech team, yes. That's going to develop the product. So that's very, very critical.
Yeah. Great. All right. So when it comes to accessing flexible financing in the retail space, how does that exactly work? You can take us through that.
Yeah. So on the transport side, for our partners, we make it very easy for them in terms of getting the cash flows. We pay them on a weekly basis. That helps. Also through partnerships like Toyota, we've been able to connect these partners and get assets with flexible payment terms. That really helps them. On the retail side, once we do the verification, then through third parties, we're able to also connect them with credit in real time. Yes. So in this case, this enhances their purchasing power. Yeah, but there's a small verification that has to happen on the back end, for them to get the access.
Yes, you know, for someone who is in business, when they hear credit, they'll be like, maybe I can work with Sendy Supply. They can give me credit. I do my business, or maybe, you know, there's that. How does that work for someone who is maybe, you know, it's a business, they want to work with you on credit basis? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's very simple. Just download the app. We get the normal KYC documents for your business. And then from there, we verify that. And within hours, you're able to access credit from us. Through the goods. Through the goods that you buy, yes.
And for the verification to happen, you have to go on ground and verify this business is there, it's actually legit. How do you go about that? Yeah,
so that one we work heavily on the back end. So we have a team, we have also an external team that just helps us with the verification, just to ensure that truly Tabitha has this shop and it's a true shop, it's not a ghost shop.
Yes.
And of course also the details are correct, your ID number is matching your business, etc.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about some of the, you know, future perspectives that, you know, Sendy Supply as a part of Sendy is looking towards to. How do you plan to expand when it comes to the tech logistics space in the country, you know, as just a way to increase your service, you know, efficiency?
Yeah, interesting question. Thank you for that. So for the supply, the impact is really immense. Once we source these household items at, from the manufacturer, and the retailers are able to see them in real time with very good, affordable prices.
Yes.
In one or the other, they pass this to the household, the guys who buy, you know, and that's very, very critical. So our goal is to ensure that, one, through the technology is still very seamless, they're able to access a wider variety of goods. Also expansion, you know, and we are now currently expanding to a different number of countries, Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt are doing research, Ivory Coast, we've already set grounds there. So all these countries want to replicate the impact of Sendy Supply and Sendy as a whole to these other countries.
Currently, you're already in Ghana.
Yes, you're already in Ghana and Ivory Coast, yes.
How does the Kenyan market compare to these other African countries?
It's very dynamic, but the problems tend to be the same. So we have a team, we have an expansion team that's actually looking at that. People are based there.
Yes.
And of course also our CEO is very, very passionate about expansion. So once in a while he also visits just to see that the demographics and what we are actually making works for that particular market. You don't just fully replicate what's happening in Kenya, in Ivory Coast. You just also get to find that their needs and the problems are being solved with this particular solution.
So you definitely create innovations that will provide solutions to, you know, specific problems that, you know, Ivory Coast people are facing.
Yes.
The same applies to Nigerians and South Africa.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, coming to the practical bit of it, and also as we conclude this conversation, for someone who would like, you know, to get in touch with you, when they download the app, how do they go about it? Take them through the step-by-step guide from the Play Store area.
Yeah. So for transport, it's very easy. You're able to, on the Play Store, that's on the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store, you're able to download the app. It's blue in color.
Yes, the app to look for is Sendy.
Sendy, yes. Once you download it, then you put in your mobile number. The verification is very simple. It's a 2-minute verification. Once you're in, then you're able to just make a request and then choose a payment platform that you wish. So we accept M-Pesa, credit card, you can even prepay, you know. So, and then with that, we connect you with the rider in real time, and the rider is able to do your delivery seamlessly.
That's for transport.
That's for the transport. For the freight, the same way you're able to download. The customer goes through a very simple verification. You're able to raise your bid. The transporter is able to confirm these bids, and from there, we're able to finance these particular transporters for it's either fuel, mileage, and within some fuel, you're able to pick up the you're able to pick up the cargo and deliver it. For supply, similar.
Supply,
on the App Store, you're able to download the Sendy Supply app. You're able to, through your mobile number, able to verify that mobile number, put the necessary KYC. What that does is that once you verify that KYC, we give you credit. You're able to see the menu, the variety, and the different manufacturers and large suppliers. You're able to place the request. Once you place the request, the supplier is able to see it in real time, process that particular request, and then there's a dispatch that happens to the transporter, to the Sendy transporter, who now picks up the goods, and then at that whole time, the customer has the visibility. He's able to see, like, you know, the goods are coming and delivery is done.
So same Sendy app, transport, freight, and retail supply.
And retail supply.
Okay, for someone who'd like to work with you, how does that work? Maybe I have my own car, I have my own lorry, I have my own motorbike. How do I go about working with you? Yeah,
very, very simple. You go to sendy.com. If you're able to apply to be a partner, we normally have training schedules. We call you for these training schedules. We take you through the process, and then you start earning money. It's as simple as that.
And the etiquette as well.
And the etiquette. That's very critical.
Very critical.
Yes.
All right. You're parting short as we wrap up this conversation on what more to expect from Sendy, even as we are about closing the year.
Yes. Great. We are really innovating around, and I know it's a customer week. We're really innovating around the customer. We are coming up with solutions that we feel the customer will benefit, and that's why I've told the viewers that to be on the watch out. There'll be a new launch for a new product.
Great.
And that will still be in line with just trying to reduce and make it very affordable, at the same time reliable for the customer. So really watch this space.
Great. All right, thank you so much. There you have it, Don Okor, the Vice President and co-founder, Sendy Supply. And watch out for this space, because there's a lot more they're doing when it comes to innovating or innovations in the tech logistics space. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, be a game changer.